Hi, I'm Tom Scarpello of Revology Cars. This is car number 319, a 1968 Shelby GT350 Convertible in Brittany Blue Metallic with Alpine White, Le Mans stripes, and Ivory Nappa leather interior. Today I'm going to take you on a walk around of this car, and we're going to go for a drive. Let's get started. All right, 1968 Shelby GT350 Convertible in Brittany Blue Metallic. This is an original color. The stripe color is not original. The Alpine White is a BMW color. It's a bit brighter than the Wimbledon White, which is a little bit yellow. It looks sharp. It gives a really nice contrast with the Brittany Blue exterior. This car is pretty much straight 68 Shelby GT350 with the exception of the VN427 wheels, which of course are a design that was inspired by the original Shelby Cobra wheel. The entire front end is exactly as you would find it on an original 68. Even the hood with the fasteners are all authentic, original. The hood with the air extractors. At the side, the Cobra badge on the fender, the GT350 striping. At the back, 68 Shelby. Of course, the GT350 fuel cap has the Shelby Cobra insignia on it. This car has the quad exhaust tips like the original, so very, very authentic, original execution on this car. The 68 GT350 Convertible is a pretty rare Mustang. Ford has produced around 10.5 million Mustangs since that original car rolled off the assembly line in 1964 and a half. There were only 404 68 GT350 convertibles produced. So that's pretty rare. That's like 0.00003 or something, but a very rare car. And it's a shame because it's such a beautiful car. Okay, so the interior here is the optional Nappa leather interior. This is the Mercedes Ivory. We've got the black Porsche Nappa leather dash and the wool carpet in black, which looks very original. Of course, the genuine walnut veneer. Since this is GT350, we've got the GT350 emblem on the passenger side dash. So very authentic looking, yet very premium interior environment. All right, so the first thing that you'll notice sitting in car 319 is the seats are supremely comfortable. This is a brand new front seat. Starting with car 308, all Revology Mustangs and Shelby GTs feature our new front seats. We actually developed these seats for the Boss program. If you're not aware that we're doing a 69 Boss 429, where have you been? Number one. Number two, check out our website. A lot of information on there on that upcoming vehicle. When we were developing the seat for the Boss, you know, the 69 Mustang had a high back bucket. So we needed to come up with a new seat, and we decided to take a different approach. We decided to start with an OEM seat that we like. And we went to one of our favorite current OEM platforms, the Mazda MX-5, and started with that seat frame. That gave us a great place to start because you've got an OEM seat frame. It's robustly engineered, it's lightweight, everything functions properly. You've got a lot of adjustability. It's very comfortable. We were able to develop new foam for the seat, new upholstery that makes it look like a 60s seat, but retaining all the functionality of a modern seat. So it just makes a huge difference. The comfort is much better. The support is still excellent. It just works great. You know, obviously the way that this seat mounts in the MX-5 is different from the way that the original Mustang seat or our previous seat mounted in the Mustang. So we had to redesign our floor with a new seat structure to allow this seat just to bolt right in. It was a worthwhile exercise, and because all of the cars that we build use the same floor, it was clear that this new seat was going to carry over to the 67, 68 models as well. But for that, we had to develop a low back version. So we used that same Mazda MX-5 seat frame, but we cut off the back and we designed a new piece that welds onto the seat frame, and it creates this low back version. So you get a very original appearing 67, 68 seat. Headrest is optional. The client for this car opted not to take the headrest, but it is an option. You've got all the adjustability of the original Mazda seat with, you know, your recline, and you've got the seat angle here adjustment, and it just feels great. and makes the drive much more enjoyable. So that's the basic idea. 67, 68, and the 69 models really have the same basic seat architecture, the same lower cushion, a different rear cushion, and really very similar feel in terms of the comfort and the support that you get in both of these. All right, so enough talk. Let's go for a drive. All right, so we're driving 319. You know, I remember when I was at Ford, working for a guy named Richard Perry Jones, who was the head of product development at Ford. And he said, you can tell a good car within the first 50 feet as you drive away. And that's really true. It's just like there's so many signals that you pick up just from the way that you open the door, and then how you feel when you sit in the seat, when you start it, when you shift it into gear, and just now moving down the road, how the car responds to driver input. It really is true. You can tell immediately the difference between a well-engineered car and then one in which there were a lot of compromises made. The seats just make a huge difference. If you think about it, it's logical. Like anything that represents the interface between the human and the machine are very important. The steering wheel, the pedals, the gear shifter, and the seats. The thing about seats, though, it is so difficult to get them right. People come in so many different shapes and sizes. Long torso, short torso, long legs, short legs, sizes, weights. Sorry about that, I had to do that. That was only like half throttle. Don't really have space to run right now. It's kind of a busy Tuesday morning, but sounds great. And with the top down, even better. So where was I? I was talking about seats. It's so difficult to get seats right, and OEMs agonize over seat comfort, support, and of course, durability. And they need to be designed properly so they don't squeak, and they have to look good. So they really have to do a lot. The comfort and the support are markedly improved, but they still look original. And I think this is a great example of what sets Revology apart from typical resto-mod. So the resto-mod industry makes parts that can be bolted on to original cars. And the objectives are ease of installation and low cost. And ease of installation is so important because some shop that's not familiar with that particular model is going to have to install this component, whatever it is, and they have to be able to do it in the lowest number of labor hours possible and with minimal or no questions. You can't have someone spending hours and hours and hours installing this component set, because even though the price of the component might not be that high, if the labor hours to install it are very high, the total cost of the customer is very high, and you're not going to sell many of those kits. And then you also don't want to be on tech support with shops who are having trouble installing your product. So if your objectives are ease of installation and low cost, that means you're going to be giving up other things such as functionality, possibly durability, reliability. Everything in engineering is a trade-off. There are no solutions, there are only compromises. So pick the set of compromises that you can live with. Now, for us, for Revology, it's a different set of objectives. We're looking for original aesthetic with modern functionality, reliability, and durability. But this is what we do, and we do it every day. And our people are experts at this, and our manufacturing system is set up to do this, so we can invest in the equipment, the tools, the fixtures to be able to do things that are not easy to do and that would be difficult or even impossible for somebody in a shop someplace to duplicate. This is truly not a car that you can build in your garage, but that's by design, and that's because our priorities are different and what we're looking for is different. We're really looking to build a systems engineered automobile, and that's the difference. A resto-mod is really just typically a collection of parts bolted together, but a Revology is not. It's a systems engineered vehicle. And that's really the difference. You can't really see it by looking at it. I think a lot of people can build an attractive looking car, but you can really tell when you drive it. And that's the difference. And that's really what's driven our growth, our high customer loyalty, our high resale value. There really is nothing else like it on the market. It's not easy to do, but it's worth it.